Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. So yeah, we don't really see a lot of volatility today. I was hoping for a little bit more action. Who knows, maybe it will still happen. It is only going to be a quick middle of the day update. Yeah, I made yesterday quite a long update talking about all-time high targets and so on. And this is just really limited change to the previous video. Just in summary, I'm still looking at a continuation to the downside as long as we are not seeing a sustained breakout above the descending trend line here. Yeah, this is sort of the trend line that connects the wave 2 and the wave 4 high. Just need to readjust it just slightly. And we haven't seen a breakout. We tried it, yeah, but we failed, okay? So Bitcoin failed here. And as long as we don't really see a breakout above this trend line, by the way, I'm going to make a different color to that sort of diagonal structure, orange. So as long as we don't really see a breakout above the orange trend line, the downside pressure remains, but it seems like downside pressure is fading a little bit, which is also good because it indicates that we are here getting towards the end of the move down. After this third wave was quite impulsive, this, what I count as a fifth wave, looks rather choppy, often indicates that we've got some kind of a diagonal pattern going on here, yeah? And in contrast to what I thought earlier, that this could be a descending wedge, basically contracting diagonal, or contracting, well, just a normal diagonal pattern. I might look at it as an expanding one. Now, they are fairly rare, but we're talking here about a small time frame. So maybe something like this is occurring where, I mean, okay, we've got the trend line there, but it could be something like that. It's a bit of an expanding. It's not perfectly well defined. It's also a bit choppy. It's a bit messy. But then again, it's a small time. It's a very low time frame as well. And it doesn't really make sense to count the subwaves here to give you a false impression of, you know, anybody could really say with certainty what's going on here. But it looks like a diagonal. It looks sort of choppy and not very clear, not impulsive certainly. So I'm rather looking at this as a diagonal, as a possible end of this third wave. And it's currently coming together because for some altcoins, it looks like we are doing a fourth as well and a fifth. So this is coming together with Bitcoin. So I'd ideally be looking at one more high and another low, but maybe this is the low already. So when we break out, yeah, and break above the descending trend line there, this orange trend line, that could be a first hint that the overall low is in. If we then see an impulse instead of a corrective wave 4, yeah, so we might be able to tell the difference. Wave 4 will look choppy again. If we see it as an impulse, then we can say that the low was most likely in. And I will keep you updated, of course. And what we also need to do is to break above in the very first step the wave 4 high, which was at 22,557. So a break above that level will be an additional confirmation that a low has been made. And then the 22.8K level is also still key resistance. But to be honest, already a break above the wave 4 high, which is the end of the triangle at, as I said, 22,000, yeah, 557, yeah, 550, 22,550, then we have at least sort of taken a lot of the downside pressure off. So at the moment, it seems like downside pressure is fading a little bit. We can start to see a bullish divergence here on the 1 hour chart, on the relative strength index, on the MACD as well, from this low to this low, lower low on the price chart, higher low on the relative strength index and the MACD. The 4 hour shows something very similar of all these lows. The relative strength index doesn't though on the 4 hour, but the MACD does. The RSI is basically giving us here a triple bottom of sorts, while however the price came down further. So starting to look interesting. You could even, if you look at this entire structure, you could even consider that this might become some kind of a larger descending wedge here of sorts. It's not perfectly defined yet, but need to keep options open here. So again, a descending wedge would often break to the upside. So it's going to be very interesting. Downside pressure seems to be fading. Altcoins are selling off quite strongly. Bitcoin, interestingly, not doing much today. And Ethereum also not doing much today. So let's also take a look at the on the daily chart. Here, Bitcoin technically still has a little bit of space left on the downside. Yeah, as you can see, we're not oversold yet, but also here this wave 4 low did not print an oversold reading. So just keep that in mind as well. And other than that, we might. So we've got a higher low on the price chart, yeah? We've got a higher low on the price chart. We've got a lower low on the RSI on the daily. This could turn into a hidden bullish divergence, yeah? So that could indicate that we are going to push here a little higher, yeah? So when you see a higher low on the price chart and a lower low on the indicator, that can indicate, or that indicates typically a hidden bullish divergence. So we see bullish divergences on the smaller time frames and a hidden bullish divergence on the daily. So it's going to be interesting. Obviously, that doesn't show that it will definitely go up from here. As I said to you, primarily on the shorter time frames, still lower expected. But we need to keep options open here and need to be at some point watching for a bottom, especially if we break above those resistances that we talked about. Okay, that's my update about Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.